I want to take a moment to talk about goals versus intention setting, because it's that time of year. I've always been the kind of person that is very, very strong-headed about goals. I love goal setting and, you know, the new energy of the year shifting and all of that kind of stuff. But I was driving home today and I was thinking about how I just really don't like the term goals anymore. And the word intention is like way more comfortable. And I was kind of thinking about that. And for me personally, when I think of a goal, I am like instantly rocked back to the beginning of my healing journey. It started with fitness and exercise, and so I think of goals and I imagine myself setting a hard goal. I have like something very specific that I want to attain, and it was always like this rock hard body and to be healthy, and like skinny is the new, or strong is the new skinny, or whatever, that kind of stuff. And so I always wanted to lose weight and like look killer. That was my big goal. And so I have like, you know, I imagine setting goals for myself, but also goals come with like the tracking, the measuring, the weighing, the hard check-ins, the measurable tracking, I guess. And that also to me comes with is associated with feelings of disappointment and upsetness, because, you know, we have this idea of what we want, and we think that it should be like a linear path to get there, basically. And not only does our culture not give any credit to the linear path that we think it should be, the path in general, we just want to get there. The path isn't linear. It's just not. It's not linear. So thinking of these hard goals, if I'm down here and I want to be up here, and I think the line should be going like this, every single month showing up for every little thing, and, you know, the graph is doing normal life stuff, I just have this disappointment and this, feeling that I'm not doing my best. Even though I may know that I'm trying my best and I am doing everything, but if I'm not seeing from point A to point B that graph steadily going linear basically every single time I check in, then there's disappointment. That's how I associate goals. Where intentions, on the other hand, have proved to be quite different for me. And last year was the first time that I really decided to just ease up on the goal setting and let myself have intentions. Okay, so I had 4 big goals that I had set for myself. And I wanted to bring movement back into my life more regularly. I wanted to be hydrated on a regular basis, because it's hard to get into hydration and maintain it. And I wanted to be meditating regularly. What do I have? Did I say real food already? I can't remember. Okay, so I'm going to be eating real food the majority of the time, like paleo basically was the idea that I had in mind. And then hydrating regularly, moving regularly, and there was a 4th one. Oh my gosh. Okay, hydrating, real food, movement and meditation. Movement and meditation. Hydration, real food, movement, meditation. And so I thought to myself, when I first started thinking about these things, I was like, okay, I'm going to wake up every single morning and meditate for 5 minutes, and then what does movement mean to me? Do I just want a little bit of stretching? Do I want to actually do like a yoga class? Do I want to make sure that I'm having like a dripping sweat workout? What does movement actually mean? How am I going to track my water drinking every single day? And the more I thought about it, I can't remember if it turned me off immediately or if I started to do my normal stuff of having the goal setting routine and the tracking every day. And I just realized that I wasn't doing it. I felt completely unmotivated by that. But then I gave myself the space. I was like, okay, you know you want to move, you want to incorporate it more, you're feeling paralyzed by not knowing where to go, where to start. So what if you just put movement down as an intention? I intend to move more every single day. Okay. And then what if I'm not going to eat perfect every single day. By the end of the year, even, I'm not going to be eating perfect every single day. So maybe if I just set an intention to have the majority of my food being eat good or like eat whole, real food most of the time, that's a good intention. I feel good about that. And then same with my water. Do I really want to lug my water bottle around with me every single place that I go, keeping a tally on my phone or in my pocket of every single bottle I drink? And time out, I did do this for a very long time until it became a habit. But then it became such a habit that I was starting to get annoyed that I was still tracking. And so I was like, okay, well, what if I just had the intention that I want to drink more water? I have, worked with the habit. It's more or less here, but now I need to actually have the awareness and the attainability to be able to drink water regularly. So why not just have the intention? And if I really feel like I'm getting off track, then I will bring back the habits with the tracker and the counting. That's exactly what I did for water, and it worked great for me. And then meditation, it was an intention. It was an intention to meditate every single day. And then for me, I'm like, what does that even mean? Does that mean sitting on my pillow quietly? Does that mean paying attention to my surroundings and maybe not even multitasking if I'm walking down the street? Does that mean like guided meditation, visual meditation? Does breathing count? So I had to pull the reins back and say, okay, my intention is to meditate more. And so I moved through my year with these intentions. I had them listed, but just those 4 words: movement, meditation, real food, hydration. I had them posted multiple places all around. I would see them regularly. And then the year started going, and I kept checking in with myself because they are my intentions after all. And I noticed that, hey, I am incorporating this more. I am doing that more than I was before, but I wasn't tracking so specifically that I knew which days I didn't do it, because that kind of little thing gave me room to beat myself up more. Whereas with the intention side, I could see and feel and just know, hey, I am incorporating this more than I was before. And so now the entire year has gone by, looking up at my calendar over here behind the computer, the entire year has gone by, and, I am moving more than I have in the last few years. I still don't have a regular routine. I still catch myself wanting to, figure out exactly, like, what day are you doing what? And I'm maybe not sweating as much as I feel like I should, but there's a whole other story behind that because, sweating, whatever. I'm not going to get into the stress response banter right now, but I am moving more than I have in the last few years. I don't have a regular routine. I pretty much wake up in the morning and I stretch a little bit. Sometimes I go to yoga classes. Sometimes I'll check out a fitness class. Sometimes I'll do a little something with a friend. I'm just incorporating more movement into my life. And guess what? It's become fun. That's like such an exciting thing. I'm like, what can my body do? Ooh, like, let me give this a try. Yeah, like, let's see what it's about, rather than being like, I need to do this, this, and this in this order to reach this goal, and I'm not, like, just like, you basically put yourself in a box that's really hard to see out of, whereas over here in the intention zone, it's like, I just want to move more. I want to know what my body can do. I want to cultivate patience and, like, yeah, I want movement to be fun. So let me give myself the space to do whatever I want, to show up whenever I want. If I'm not showing up, then okay, let's come back and analyze that. How can we actually make it a habit? But if I am showing up, and I did, and I'm enjoying myself, so that was really, really freaking cool. I basically explained, that was movement. I basically explained how the water went. Same thing, it was already a habit. I've tried to I'm sipping warm lemon water right now, actually. I'm pretty aware of when I am and am not hydrated, and I have lots of resources on how to figure that out for yourself. So I moved around. I'm incorporating more movement. I'm hydrated. My diet is more or less real food, like 80-20. I'm eating nourishing whole foods that are essentially, I don't like using labels. I was going to say essentially paleo, but whatever. It's just whole nourishing foods. And it's really tasty. And I still eat pizza and I still eat cookies, and I know that my body is, with this experimentation and this intention setting, I've been able to pull back a bit and not be like, it's, my body is reacting or I feel this way because of the food, I'm finally able to be like, okay, like, I guess these certain things bother my body or not, but I also still like these other things. So, it's all a game of trial and error and figuring out what you're ready to do. And, I eat a heck of a lot less pizza than I did at the beginning of the year, but I still love pizza and I'm still eating it. So it's just really cool to see that I've given myself the space to make my own conscious decisions, and I'm actually showing up for it. And I'm not beating myself up when I decide that I do want that pizza. I love it. I'm like, yes, this is my decision. Okay, there is another one. Meditation is the last one. And I will say, I think my idea of meditation is sitting quietly and being with myself, only because I enjoy that. I love sitting and breathing and looking within and asking myself how I am, slowing down enough to do that. There are clearly lots of other options for meditation if that's not your jam. So that's what I had in mind, just sitting quietly and being with myself. And I did not end up incorporating that as much as I want to. But on the flip side, I do feel like I have increased my awareness an incredible amount. I spend a lot of time meditating every morning on my own, which is funny because I stopped to think about it and I was like, okay, I'm never meditating. I'm not doing this. Like, I set the intention and I'm not doing it for myself. And I realize that's because I'm not sitting on my pillow quietly breathing and tuning into myself. But you know what I do every morning? I stand in front of the mantle and I breathe and I feel gratitude and I wish others well and I think about my life and I think about where I'm going. And that's meditation. That's a form of meditation. Even if it's not the quiet, slow down, tune in, feel good, ask yourself how you're doing, quiet the mind practice. I guess that's what I was looking for in meditation, a quieting the mind practice, because, thinking on everything I'm grateful for and what I'm cultivating and what I'm going through, like, that just gives the mind a chance to run around still, which is great. Because it's cultivating new thoughts and good brain pathways, thinking of gratitude and feeling gratitude and leaning into all of the feel-good things. So it's not like I'm trading one thing for another. I know that I would like to have more of a quiet mind time, and maybe I'll set a new intention for that. I said meditate, and I was not specific on purpose, and I have been meditating. So I hope that you can understand the difference between goals versus intentions. And I guess it's almost like intentions is where you can cultivate your intuition. So you hear a lot, I've heard a lot, at least this last year, a lot of intuitive things popping up. Like intuitive, mindful movement, intuitive eating, especially in the wellness industry. And so this is kind of maybe, I've made myself not research it because I want to so bad, but I just feel myself. I know I'm trying to hop on another trend and figure out just another thing, and I'm really just trying to pull back from these reins that I have been white-knuckling for so long in my life and give myself the space and the grace to live and to love. You are trying your best. Just keep trying your best. You don't have to follow this crazy little step-by-step guide. And I need you to remember that when you don't put yourself in a box, there's a lot more room for opportunity and creativity to grow. And I need you to also remember that from wherever you are right now and wherever you want to go, it's possible. And the line looks like this to get there. Maybe you even dip way down here again and have to go back up before you even arrive. And one day you're going to wake up and be like, oh shit, I'm here. How did I get here? You got here through accepting yourself and changing the relationship with yourself and your life. You didn't get there by beating yourself up and keep hoping that one day will come. It's in the self-acceptance, friends. You've got this. You're here. You're beautiful. You're human. Enjoy the ride.